Good morning, how we doing? So today we are on with changing these worktops in this kitchen. Now, not a massive kitchen, we've only got 3 little short lengths and 1 join of worktop going in. We have got a new sink going in, just because while we're at it we might as well. Now on the face of it, these ones don't look too bad, but that's just fallen off in my hand for a start. That was the edging strip on here, and we've got dents and dinks and chips and all that. The edging strips are all falling off, so yeah, it looks worse than it is at first glance. But yeah, I'm going to get these off. They're pretty much the same worktops going back in, just in a whiter colour, just to brighten this room up a little bit. It is a glorious sunshiny day outside, and it's still a little bit dull in here. So yeah, we're going to whitish worktop, white marble worktops, just to try and lift the brightness in here a little bit. We're going to be using an off-cut worktop as a splashback. And then we've got upstands going around just because it's going to make everything look a little bit cleaner and tidier. Nothing more to report on that really. I'm just going to get stuck in and we'll get these worktops ripped out and then we can start putting the new ones in. Let's get on with it.
I had a bit of trouble actually finding the isolation valves for this sink. There was about 4 under there. And only 2 of them were actually doing something, obviously hot and cold. But yeah, we had an outside tap, but we got there in the end. I just had to juggle a few things round to get into the space. Now, I did say to the customers, don't worry about emptying out the cupboards, but that might have been a mistake in hindsight. But we got there in the end. So here we go now, just disconnecting the old waste strainers and that. Now, these were really in there, really rusted. See, I actually had to use an old chisel to actually get a better bite on it than I could with a screwdriver or anything. But like I said, got there in the end. They're all out. Now start scoring around this silicone. I really don't like the look of this without an upstand. Neither did the customer, funny enough. But there we go. And just making a little slit in here just to make it easier to get it out. Trying it, if you only take one piece out, it's still quite difficult to get the worktop out. So I like to do a slit like that, and then the other bits just pop out nice and easily. There you go, sink coming out now. And then disconnect the easy one over here, or what I thought was the easy one. You can see that I've just managed to pop the hob straight through the hole. That wasn't mastic down or anything, so that made life nice and easy. And there we go, last bit of worktop coming out.
Okay, so that is the worktops all out. Excuse me, just having a quick cup of tea whilst I wait. Yeah, so that's the worktops all out. So I'm going to be obviously putting the new worktops back in now. Randomly, it had no worktop bolts on that. I know this camera's slightly crooked, sorry. It's a screen mount that I've got on the dashboard, which is a bit of a pain to use. But yeah, randomly they had no worktop bolts in there. It was just like silicone together and then screwed down and then silicone down. And then to topple it all off, the walls had been plastered down onto the bit of worktop. So that was a bit of a sod to get it out. I pinched my finger again. The last video, I think I got a blood blister on my finger in the last video, didn't I? Can you see that? Where I was doing that little utility room. But yeah, so worktop bolts, hopefully I've got some on the van. If not, there is a little building supplies down the road, so that's all good. I've got to go and get some new plumbing bits anyway, new trap and all that. The new sink didn't come with it. So yeah, I've got to pop out. And I forgot to bring some lunch with me this morning. Just one of them rushing around like a madman. I did the school run this morning. And yeah, just completely forgot to put my lunch in my bag, or make some lunch, I should say. But there you go. Can't win them all, so I'll have to grab something while I'm down the road. But yeah, I'm going to just drink this cup of tea, and then I'm going to jump back in, start cutting the new worktops. I'm going to start, obviously, with the straight piece, just because it's one cut and it's done, isn't it? So, other than putting the edging strip on. So, I'll do that. Yeah, and that's it. So, I'll drink this, and I'll see you in there. Cheers.
Now, luckily, we had nice, beautiful weather for cutting this, meaning that we could cut outside. Because it was a bit tight on space inside the kitchen, and I don't like cutting inside anyway, just because of dust and everything. But there you go, straight on with the track saw. Cut these nice and simply. Now, I did forget to show me cutting out the hob slot, but basically before I took that in, or no, sorry, I took that back outside after I'd marked out my hob. and did the cuts with the track saw, and here you can see me just finishing them off with the jigsaw there, just to pop them last few bits out. They come out nice. There you go, worktop sliding in nicely, and then we can reinstate that hob. A little bit fiddly to get that one back in. I couldn't remember how I took it out, but we got there in the end. That's it, and a few screws to fasten that in place. Obviously, we will be putting arm stands round, so that we'll put them back in place afterwards.
Right, so you've just seen me do that one and get the hob in, obviously. Now I've just cut this one to the right length and placed this on, and I've cut this one, well this is actually the offcut from this one, oversized. I will bring you in closer in a minute, because I want to talk to you about how I'm going to mark this out to the right length. This corner's slightly out of square, not massively out, but it is a little bit out of square. So this works on square edge worktops, by the way. Well, it does work on ball nose worktops, but the method's slightly different. I will show that in another video. But for square edge worktops, this works brilliantly. So I'll bring you over here and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, with a really sharp pencil, I'm going to go down here and put my little pencil mark there, and then I'm going to reach as far into the back as I possibly can, which is actually quite far. Actually, I'm going to put a pencil line right the way along, so that, why not? Because I can, but if you can't, just get as much of a pencil mark as you can in there. And then when you turn this over, providing your worktop's sitting where you want it, bear with me, that's my cut line there, which is all good, so I can cut that off. By the way, I did, oh hang on, I'm talking. So yeah, that's my cut line right the way across there. So you'll notice I did put an offcut here to pack this bit of worktop up the same height as this bit of worktop, if that makes sense. There you go. So yeah, so because when it's sitting on an angle, you're not quite accurate. So I put an offcut in, so it packs it up the same distance. But that's it, so I'm gonna nip that off there now. And that's this bit of worktop cut. Okay, so there you go, that's that bit of worktop in place. Now obviously I've got to remove this edging strip on here. So all I'm going to do is put a knife line along there, and then I'll get my hot air gun and heat that up and take that edging strip off, and then we can put our worktop bolts in and bolt this up. That should come up lovely. Let's do that.
Okay, so here you can see me just using a knife just to cut the end point of where I'm about to peel this off now, just so we don't pull off more edging strip than we need to, and then taking our time not to heat up the face of the worktop too much. We're just going to work our way along, trying to get as big a chunks as we can, but you can see it's not always possible. So yeah, we just need to heat up and peel back as much as we can, and then it should come off in a nice big chunk like you can see here. There we go, nicely popped off. So now we'll get on with these bolts. I did actually put 3 bolts in, but for some reason I've only recorded 2 on this section, but when I turn over to the other section, you'll see that I am actually putting 3 bolts in both pieces. Making sure not to go right the way through. Now it is quite tricky with this 20mm gear, because the worktop bolts do get nice and tight to it. You can get thinner worktop bolts, but I like to use the bigger ones where possible, just so I get a better bite with it. But here you can see me working on the other section now, like the mating section. We don't have male and females, obviously, with square edge worktops, because they're both butt joints. But there you go, just moving that track saw along now, just so that I can get the 3rd bolt in. My worktop jig only has the 2 bolt bolts in.
Okay, so you can see I've got my bit of worktop in. I've done my bolt holes, which you've just seen, and I've just put these bolts in. I always find it easier to put one underneath the worktop, and then you're all in. I've got a bit of a Dowel Seal 785, one of the best silicons in my opinion. I'll leave a link in the description if I can find one. So we're going to get a nice generous helping along that bit of worktop, and hopefully won't have the same problem that they had before. Now this is controversial, I know some people prefer using colour fill, some people prefer using PVA glue. I've used silicone for 20 years and never had a problem with it. Decent silicone and never had a problem with it. So let's get the other bit of worktop in. I might have to pull this washing machine out so I can do these bolts up. In fact, I know I'm going to have to. I don't know why I'm saying I might have to. And then I'll do them bolts up. And then that's the bits of worktop fitted. And then we've got to get the sink in and the upstands on.
Okay, and here you can see me putting the other piece in. Now you've already seen me put the silicone along there. And then we'll get this washing machine out, which was fiddly. It was in there. There was still the old tiles from the previous kitchen underneath it, so it made it quite tricky to get it out, but we got there in the end. And I've rushed through this bit, but if you want to see a video of me doing up the worktop bolts properly, I will link it in the top right hand corner for you. But yeah, basically I've cut a lot out here. I was under there for about 10-15 minutes, just getting these bolts all lined up and making sure the worktops come up nice and level. So jumping over now, we're going to be getting this sink in. Now you can see here that I use the track saw to take out the most of the waste, just because it gives me a nice straight line. To be honest, you can jigsaw it all out if you don't have a track saw, but I like to get as straight a lines as possible. And then, as you can see me here, just finishing off with the jigsaw where possible. And then we have to jump over to the multi-tool because I can't get it in there, just purely because of the depth. We've got a dishwasher underneath here and we don't want to be cutting into that dishwasher. Putting the silicone round now. Now I did do all 4 sides, but I've only shown 2 there. And I don't know if you guys can see that that sink's not quite going down, and it's because I've trapped one of the pipes underneath it.
Right, that is that sink in. That was interesting to say the least. These sinks ain't designed for a 20mm worktop, so I had to reduce a lot of that, but I obviously didn't work that out until I put it in. And these sinks don't exactly go in and come out very easy, they're heavy. So I didn't put my thinking brain on before we started that one, but I'm gonna get that all plumbed in. Obviously I'm not gonna film that because it's underneath there. So I'll get this sink all filmed in, and then the next shot we'll be putting our upstands on. So we're nearly there, we're getting there. It's only 2:30, we've got plenty of time. Okay, so that is the sink. All plumbed in. Just got to put this little blanking cap in here. It's one of them silicone din types, which I don't really like. Just wanted to talk a little bit about, you saw me fitting that sink and then obviously me putting a bit of silicone round the outside edge. Like, quite a lot of people say that you should do round the outside edge and on the exposed raw edge. I've been doing this 20 years and I've been doing it like that and I've never had a problem with it. So you do you, I'll do me. Before I get it in the comments, water ain't going to get past that bit of silicone and down. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's that done. I am now going to make a splashback to go on there behind you, the extractor there. I know I haven't had the camera pointing that way much, but yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. So yeah, I'm going to make a splashback and then we'll get upstands on. Okay, so here's our little homemade upstand, splashback, sorry, I should say, going on the wall. Now, Lewis decided in his infinite wisdom that that was enough silicone, but you can see in about 10 minutes, Lewis decided that wasn't enough silicone, so we went back and put a bit more on there, just to make sure that we're happy with how that goes on. But nice and straightforward here, square edged upstands, nothing fancy. We've got no scribes to do or anything like that. It is literally just cut it to the right size and stick them on, and then go around, put a bead of silicone around everything, just to make sure that we don't get no water ingress anywhere. Now, I did forget to press record on putting the edging strips on, but later on in the video, I did go, later on in the day, sorry, I should say, I did go through and put all the edging strips on the whole of the worktop, but for some reason, I haven't got any footage on that. Now, that's my bad. I don't know why. There you go, last little bit of silicone going around everywhere. Now, I gave the customer options on whether they wanted white or clear. I prefer white, but they wanted a clear in there, which is fair enough. And there we have it. That is the job all done. Now, I know through the end there, I did miss a couple of bits out that I recorded, so I did put the edge strips on, as I'm going to say in the voiceover probably. But yeah, the kitchen come out really nice. Customers are over the moon, which is always nice, obviously. And I'm really happy with it, which looks good. And it's so much brighter in there now than it was this morning. I mean, it is a pretty, you know, you can see out the window, very, very sunny day, and it was still quite dark and dull in there this morning. So that worktop's just reflecting the light back up, which has made it really lovely in there. So they're over the moon, they're happy, which is all good. But yeah, I'm going to leave this one there. Thanks for watching. If you've got anything from this video at all, hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button for me, because 80% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. And frankly, that's just a bit, you know, not on, is it? Let's be honest. So if you're watching my videos and you're enjoying them, hit that subscribe button for me. It's completely free. But I'll leave that there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.